Okay, Kohlberg, Theory on Moral Development. He took some of Piaget's theories on moral development and expanded on them. It is, I'm going to just let you know right off the bat, it is kind of dense. There are 3 levels and 2 stages for each level. We'll go through each one here. And also the names that they chose, they are difficult in some cases. So the first level is the pre-conventional level, where good and bad are based on external rewards and punishments. The first stage for this is heteronomous morality. Moral thinking is based on punishment. So they obey because they are afraid of being punished. As an example, if a kid's thinking about they're going to go steal a cookie from the kitchen, they're like, no, if I steal a cookie, mom's going to get mad. They're basically obeying out of fear. That's heteronomous, first stage there. Stage 2 is the individualism, instrumental purpose, and exchange. So this is where the stages get some of these long names. At this stage, basically, you're pursuing your own interests because you think it's the right thing to do, and you also think, consequently, that it's okay to let other people pursue their own agendas. An equal exchange is where that part comes from. If I let others do what they want to do, maybe they'll let me do what I want to do. If I'm nice to others, maybe they will be nice to me. That's basically morality at this stage. Level 2 is the conventional reasoning. And at this stage, they apply certain standards, but the standards are set by others. For the others, for stage 3 is going to be the family, and then for stage 4, it's going to be society in general. So for stage 3, it's called mutual interpersonal expectations, relationships, and interpersonal conformity. What they do at this stage is they adopt the parents' moral standards at this point. So if friends trying to get you to shoplift, and you think about how upset that would make your grandmother, maybe you don't do it. That's going to be reflective of this stage of morality. You're applying someone else's standards, your grandma, but you understand that others, like your grandma, are going to have certain expectations from you, and so that's where that name comes from, interpersonal expectations. People expect you to behave in a certain way, and so you do. You conform to that idea that other people have. With stage 4, this is social systems morality. At this stage, morality based on an understanding of social order, law, justice, duty, basically that the community needs laws and those laws need to be obeyed. That you stop at stoplights because it's the law. Society can't function if people don't follow the laws. So you don't have a lot of moral thoughts on this. You don't think through why do we need stoplights or anything like that. You just stop because that's what society tells you to do. So again, stage 4 is a bit about conformity. On a side note, this is where most people's moral development ends. Whatever the law is, to them, that's the right thing to do. And if it's against the law, that's the bad thing. Stage 3, again, not a lot of people get here. Post-conventional level. It's the highest level. The individual recognizes that there can be alternative moral codes. And so you'll explore and you'll decide on your own morality, your own moral code. So at this stage, maybe morality isn't fixed. It isn't objective. Instead of letting others decide your morality for you, you get to do it yourself. This post-conventional level, the stage 5 is social contract or utility and the individual. Individual reason that values, rights, and principles can transcend law, that law is not the most important thing, that people are a more important thing. As an example, stealing items from an already destroyed business during a natural disaster. The law would be you don't steal at all, but here we are in this very unique situation. So laws are important, but taking the food or the medicine to survive until help comes, that's going to be more important to some people. Stage 6, the universal ethical principles. So the person has developed like their own moral standard based on universal human rights. And so when faced with a decision between following the law and doing what they believe is right, they will go with their beliefs, even if it involves personal risk, being imprisoned, maybe even being killed. They will go with their own morality, no matter what the risks are. Here is a graph that shows the mean percentage of moral reasoning at each stage, where you get to that stage in years. And so like stage 2, you get to that pretty early. Most people do. Stage 3. What's interesting, though, is, again, stage 4, most people get to stage 4. Stage 5, only like 10% of people kind of come up with their own moral code. And stage 6 isn't even on here. The idea of universal basic human rights being one of your like moral guidelines. Definitely something to think about. Related to this is social conventional reasoning. It's like a different system of morality. It's really similar to stage 4 in Kohlberg's, that control behavior by using rules established by social consensus. Again, stopping at a stoplight. Very similar to stage 4, the social systems morality. In Kohlberg's theory, that was just a stop off, that stage 4. But for people that believe in the social conventional reasoning, that's the end of it. You don't go to levels 5 and 6, no, stage 5 and 6. A couple things from this theory. There are sanctions for violating social conventions. So if you run a stop sign or a stoplight, you get a ticket. The social conventional rules are arbitrary, but they can be changed by consensus. For example, changing the speed limit on the highways. It used to be 55, and now, as a society, we eventually changed it to 65, some places 70, 75. And so, again, it's arbitrary and it's created by society, but we change it by consensus. The moral rules, however, are not arbitrary. So these are things like lying, cheating, harming other people. Those are all bad. So moral rules are more about being just. The social convention is more about social organization, more about making society function well. This is the key part. It is worse to violate moral rules than social conventional rules. Which makes sense because we understand that the social conventional rules, to a certain degree, are creations. So running a stop sign, it is bad and you might get punished, but it's going to be worse from this moral standpoint to lie, cheat, harm other people. All right. On the next slide, we'll talk about parents and peers.